Welcome to my channel, where I talk about AI, tech, and the stock markets daily. So I asked AI to break down why Kamala Harris lost this election, and I want to see what AI has to say about this from an economic and financial policy point of view. Here is what it thinks. First off, the big issue here was the economy. Inflation, rising interest rates, and the ever-increasing cost of living were at the top of everyone's minds. Now, the Biden administration, including Harris, took steps to address these problems with policies like the Inflation Reduction Act. That act aimed to tackle climate change and reduce healthcare costs, promising long-term benefits. But here's the thing, while it was ambitious, voters felt it didn't deliver fast enough. People wanted to feel relief in their wallets now, not a decade down the line. So even though the administration pushed these policies as solutions, for many voters, the immediate financial impact just wasn't there, leaving them feeling a little disconnected from Harris's campaign. Then there's the technology angle, and this is a big one. The current administration has been tough on big tech, rolling out plans for increased regulation. We're talking antitrust actions, data privacy rules, essentially putting tech giants like Apple, Google, and Amazon under the microscope. While these efforts were meant to protect consumers and increase competition, it created uncertainty in the tech sector. Investors and industry professionals started worrying about potential restrictions that could stifle innovation and growth. This made the tech world a little cautious about the future, especially if Democratic leadership continued. People in tech and finance could feel the pressure, and it impacted how they saw the future with Harris in office. And what's really interesting is how we saw these concerns play out in the markets. AI picked up on a pattern that developed in the months leading up to the election. Sectors like financials, energy, and industrials, which are known to benefit from lighter regulations, started showing gains, while tech and green energy stocks, which would have likely seen more support under Harris, were all over the place. This kind of volatility in the tech and green energy spaces was a clear signal from investors who were unsure about how these sectors would fare under more regulations. It's like the market was saying, hey, we're not so sure about these policies and where they'll take us. Voter priorities also played a huge role. Exit polls showed that a big chunk of voters, especially those over 50 and a lot of independents, were focused on economic stability over progressive social policies. In fact, nearly half of voters cited the economy as their top issue. So when the Biden administration focused heavily on long-term goals, like climate change and tech regulations, they might have lost some connection with voters who were more concerned about immediate financial issues, like inflation and job security. For these voters, the policies just didn't feel relevant to the economic challenges they were facing right now. So to sum it up, AI's analysis suggests that the combination of immediate economic challenges, regulatory pressures on tech, and voter priorities centered around stability all contributed to Kamala Harris's loss. The administration's policies were focused on long-term change, but in the end, it seems like people were looking for faster, more immediate solutions to what's happening in their everyday lives. Thanks for tuning in, and if you found this breakdown as insightful as I did, make sure to subscribe. AI's analysis on this shows just how complex these elections can be, and this one's a clear example of why connecting with voters' immediate needs is so important.